Hello and welcome to another episode of the Chrissie Mayr podcast. We are on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud. And if you're listening to us on iTunes, please give us a 5-star review. I'm very excited about a lot of stand-up dates coming up. I am recording my first comedy special, Thursday, January 6th at Governor's Comedy Club out in Levittown, Long Island. Strong Island, my homeland. I know I don't show it, but I am from Long Island, people. So I've got a lot of great gigs coming up leading up to that recording. December 11th, I'll be in Morris Plains, Tiff's Ale House, the dojo of comedy with the comedians of the compound. Then December 12th, I'll be headlining the Hartford Funny Bone in Hartford, Connecticut. And then December 13th, I'm heading out to Arkansas, headlining the Looney Bin in Little Rock. And then I'll be back in Texas at Hyenas in Dallas with Anthony Cumia and Aaron Berg, December 15th and 16th. We'll also be making some appearances at the Blaze. Love those guys. And then a bunch of dates coming after the album recording, but I'm really focusing on the December shows. And yeah, January 6th at Governor's in Levittown. Quick shout out to one of my sponsors. Guys, very exciting. I have my own hot sauce. It's called Nightmare. I have collaborated with Silk City Hot Sauce to create a delicious mayhem of flavor, smooth and sweet with a burst of fire. Jalapenos, pear, sweet apple cider, and super hot habanero. This is the Verde sauce that will awaken your soul. Look at this art. Buy it for the art alone. Look at this. Nightmare, the Great Awakening. It's me eating somebody's insides. I love it. I'm in a little S&M costume. Go to levinskystopshelf.com, LEVINSKYS, topshelf.com. And at the checkout, use promo code CMP to get a couple bucks off. Plus, I've got t-shirts. Go to tpublic.com. And you guys know I love a pun. Christmas is coming. Have yourself a Mayor Chrissy Miss shirts. Green, red, and also normal colors that you can wear every day. Plus, if you're patriotic, you could get the Make America Great Again. That's my real body, I swear. Comes in every color. Exciting, guys. The holidays are upon us. Why not? Get somebody a shirt and some hot sauce. All right. I'm very excited to have this guy on the podcast today. I've had his other half on a couple of times already, so I'm so excited to finally have this guy on. He is the host of Hoteps Been Told You, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on YouTube. He streams all the time. So excited to have him here with me today. It's Uncle Hotep.
What's going on? Thank you for having me on.
I'm so excited that you're here. I really love your live streams. It's just like you. It's so chill. I feel like you're just a philosopher, living amongst us.
Yeah. No, yeah. That's how I feel sometimes. I'm just like, I'm in the morning. I gotta take my kids to work. I mean to school. My gosh, I gotta take my kids.
Drop them off at the sweatshop. They gotta put in a full day. You gotta make those. They gotta make those tape cassettes. I was wondering if that was your kid or if that was a niece or a niece of yours.
No, I got two little girls. One's in second grade, one's in preschool. But yeah, I don't know. I just found some time, during the day. I was like, I used to always stream driving a car with the oldest one, but now we moved to a different town, so she's going to school now. Just like I really didn't have that time, with the pandemic. So I just started, hey, let's do it one way, because I have to drop her off in the car line. So there's time there. So, and I just talk to the people in the chat, and I don't know, I think I found a groove with that.
Do you say to, and that's your daughter, then I assume, do you say to her, like, I'm about to go live? Like, I'm sure she's okay being sort of vaguely on camera.
Yeah, she's used to it, because I've done that since, I don't know, since she was like 3, and she's 8 now. So I've been streaming for a while. So she's used to being on in videos and stuff like that. So it's not a big deal to her. Sometimes I don't know, sometimes she shows out, and sometimes I'm like, but she gets mad. But now, like, I did this thing with school. I was like, I give you $5 for every 100 you get, right? So she
Ooh.
can't like she can't for any quiz. Like she gets 5 out of 5, she gets $5. So man, anytime we're streaming, here she comes right after school. She's smiling. She's got her book bag, like, yeah, daddy, look like, and she'll show the camera so and make everybody know that I got to pay her some money and stuff.
You're like, I'm taking your super chats, Dad.
Yeah.
I wish my parents had done that with me. Like I didn't get an I hate to be like, woe is me. But I didn't get an allowance, like nothing like that. Like if I wanted something, I had to like a pair of Claire's earrings. I had to sneak it into my bag or something. No,
Yeah, that was pretty much the same. I never got an allowance or anything. I don't know. I don't know. I think I was in a position to give her money, extra money for if she does good. I always thought that was with her, money is a real, what's it called?
a motivator.
Yeah, a motivator with her. She loves taking money. She loves having money.
Do you feel like your daughter and her friends, like I'm sure you've talked with them a lot about this, do you feel like they're getting kind of like a little bit fucked up because of COVID, like with the masks, with everything? Do you feel like it's really affected them?
Uh, when they weren't be able to go to school, it was big a lot more. Like when they had to do school from home, I could tell she wasn't learning as good as she was and everything else. But now they're back at school, I think they're okay with it. But as long as they're going back to school, but when they were from home, when they were just telecommuting their schoolwork, that would really put them behind. That really did.
Because it was just all screens, like, I
Yeah.
feel like it didn't work out for kids because so much of their leisure time is spent in front of a screen and, like, their fun is on a screen, and then also their learning is on a screen, so it's like they're just gonna burn out. It's you just only have so much attention for that.
Yeah, there's only so much, and then I have to take her out for rec. Like take her to the yard. You know what I mean?
Like an animal, like, letting them loose, like, "Oh, run around, get yourself tired." It's so true, we need that, like, we're animals, we need to exercise. Like, a lot of us move through stress and emotions, like, we have to get it out physically, we can't always some people, like, they take a shower or they vent to somebody, but, like, some of us need to physically just move it out.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
So how did you meet Hotep Jesus? How did you guys start doing Hotep's Been Told You?
Oh man, this is a while ago, right? This is like we were fighting the feminists, the black feminists on Twitter, and then I seen his account. So I started following him. He was a lot wilder back then. I can
How
tell
many
you
years
that.
ago is this?
Oh man, this was we've been doing the podcast for 3. So it's probably like 5, 6 years. Probably 5, 6 years, yeah. So we started following each other, and I was retweeting his stuff, he was retweeting my stuff. Then like a year and a half in, he was like, "Yo, let's do a show," you know, and it was ever since. But yeah, it was like I don't know. He was so annoying sometimes. He was just off. This is like when Black Lives Matter first started, and he was going in on Sean King and all that, and sometimes he was being a bit annoying with the stuff. He was making the timeline hate him, and I loved it because it was like I was just kept retweeting it. Everybody was mad at him, but you know, um, I don't know. I think we just had good chemistry. I think we want the same goals, but we have different takes on stuff. So I think it works out for us.
Yeah, it seems like both of you are not afraid to kick the beehive, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in the days of when the days before Twitter censorship, yeah, I think we kicked the beehive a lot more. But nowadays, I think you got to pick and choose what you're doing. But we're not. Can't be afraid to challenge the narrative. Like sometimes like I don't want. Sometimes you have to challenge the narrative because if they put the narrative out there and people just follow it blindly like sheep, we're not going to get anywhere. Some people have to stand up. And some people aren't built for that. I'll be honest. I've been a skeptic of everything all my life. I think I got that from my dad a little bit, but yeah, some people are built for it and some people aren't.
Yeah, as soon as I heard you bring up JFK in one of your live streams, I was like, all right, me and this guy are gonna get along. He's with it. This
Oh my
guy gets
gosh.
it. I always like when I like check out somebody before I talk to them. I was just like, I like hearing a little bit of the stuff that I'm into. And it's been interesting because, a lot of people in sort of the independent content creating space have been, letting us know, okay, it's the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. It's 5 days away. It's 4 days away. Okay, it's finally here. And I've noticed just today how much other news is going on and how much gun news is popping today. And I was
Right.
like, wow, the Ghislaine Maxwell distractions are on full display.
You're right about that. There was this one guy who tweeted like, "Man, I'm scared. Something's going to come up during this Maxwell trial, right?" And
Mm.
and this guy I follow. Sometimes I hate follow some people. I really don't like anything
Who
they
do you
talk
hate
about.
follow? Who's a good hate follow?
Oh my God, it's Mr. 1738. He's a black kid from Chicago, right? So I follow him because he tweets a lot, and he's in Mr. 17. Yeah, that guy hunk with the phone, but his tweets are protected.
Protected. I'm following him now.
So I follow him just to get, he'll tweet about, whatever's going on Black Twitter. But he responded, "Oh, I hate people that talk about this. This is his head ass tweet." Meanwhile, there was a shooting, Roe versus Wade. There was the guy in the wheel. There was a cop in the wheelchair. The cop shot a kid and the guy in the wheelchair, which is the most horrendous thing I've ever seen.
Wow, that sounds
Baldwin comes out
complicated.
with his interview.
Oh,
It's
Baldwin comes out with the tears, the well-practiced sobs, the very believable putting your head in your hands. I didn't pull the trigger, is what he's saying today.
Yeah, I don't know, but you're right. A lot of stuff has come out in to drown out that trial, which should be
Yeah,
the trial of the century. To be honest.
it's the Michigan school shooting. Some lady pulled a gun out in a parking lot over a parking spot. I was like, wow, they're really they're really
The
reaching for any kind of because gun news is so inflammatory. It gets people, it gets the emotions high. And if they can just keep that up, people will ignore the Maxwell trial. And like the news I've been trying to get, it's all so fluffy. It was like the New Yorker being like, "Oh, she was wearing a cream colored frock and a blue scarf, and she didn't look at all like a sex trafficker."
Yeah, I mean, there was a Bloomberg article talking about, what if she's the victim? I'm like,
Oh
come on,
my God.
God. I
What?
don't know. She has friends in high places. Let's be honest. I mean, she doesn't. They were walking around meeting presidents, meeting the Pope. They have friends in high places. So Bloomberg wrote a puff piece for her. You're right. There's not a lot. I was searching all day. Like there's only one account. I think Inner City Press. He goes in like he's in the actual courtroom, and he's like he tweets out everything he hears in the court. But that's besides that, there's not really a lot of people covering it.
And then people will say, well, okay, it's justified. It's a federal case. They can't really have a ton of. But then they'll say the media is not shut out from covering it. But it's like, we are not seeing very much at all. Yeah, here's, I don't know if this is what you were referring to. This is from Bloomberg Equality. Ghislaine Maxwell isn't Jeffrey Epstein, defense tells jury.
Yeah. I mean,
She's an Oxford graduate. I mean, she's a helicopter pilot. She's a student of numerous languages. What she isn't is Jeffrey Epstein. She's filling that hole and filling an empty chair. Yeah, let's talk about some other holes that you guys are busy get filled, okay? Wow. She is a brand name, a lightning rod. She's a convenient stand-in for the man who cannot be here. She was the right-hand dude.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. I mean, but I mean, I don't blame their defense lawyer for trying it,
Yeah.
but I don't know. People should be able to see through this. I hope.
Yeah, it's tricky. And it was cute because you were asking your daughter, like, do you know what to do if there's a school shooter? And I was like, my heart sank because I was like, wow. I'm like, I don't have kids yet, but I'm like, these are the real conversations that we have to
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought of it because it was the day after, and I was like, you know what to do, you know what I mean? Because them kids that I saw in the video, they jumped out the window and stuff like that. And I just told her, don't try to be a hero, just get out of there. Um, the one kid, rest
Was
in
it a
peace.
first floor window?
Yeah, it was a first floor window.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't
Yeah, they
height.
got young knees. They could take it, even if it wasn't. You know what? Second floor, go for it. Tuck, tuck, and roll.
Yeah, I just wanted to see where her head was at. I don't know. I just parenting is like, everybody says, you never be ready or whatever. You got to go by the flow. I don't know. I'm just doing try to do the best I can. I take what my parents had. They weren't perfect, but they weren't the worst either. And try to add on stuff to it. It's like, I don't know. I had babies really late. I didn't like I'm pushing 50, and I might have enough. We were talking about having
Yay!
So, but I think that helped too. I was kind of older when I started, so I think that kind of helps.
Did you feel like you had to sit your daughters down and like I hear this a lot from parents. I think more so uh who have boy kids. Oh, I had to sit my child down and tell them the world is racist and this is how you have to be with cops and the whole world is against you. Like how do you feel about those kinds of conversations?
I've told her that I've told her several times the world is an evil place. You got to be careful out here. I didn't say like about racism or anything like that because I mean that's just to me it's not as in. I mean it is important, and but I just chalk it up as some people are just not going to like you. It can be for different reasons. It could be too short. You're black. You're white. Whatever. Some people just aren't going to like you.
Yeah,
But
you won't
that's
copy your homework. Yeah.
yeah. So I just told her, the world is an evil place, man. You can't be out here half stuff, and you got to look out. You got to be careful sometimes, and you got to be aware of where you're at and things like that. But I've told her that plenty of times. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like I'm sure you guys talked about I mean, not with your kids necessarily, the Rittenhouse case because he was 17. He was like almost like a full-on adult. At what point did you feel like the media turned it into, oh, we're gonna just go hard on calling Kyle a white supremacist?
Oh man, that was early. I think because when Biden jumped in and said that, I think the media jumped on that. I just never got it. Like I didn't get it. I was trying to explain to people like, wait, why is he, white supremacist? He shot 3 white people. I didn't get that. He's the worst white supremacist of all time, if that's the case. Um, but that shows you the power of the media because some people were like, oh, I thought he shot some black people. I'm like, oh, like, are you not paying attention? And this was late. This was just like during the trial, people thought that, and it's like, I don't know. That just shows the power of media. Some people just don't pay attention. But when the president calls him something that name, and describes him that way, people are just going to take it and run with it. I just think the media they use racism for numbers and stuff like that. Trump's no longer in office. They can't grift off Trump, for ratings anymore. What's the oldest thing in America you can grift off of is, racism. And if they can turn anything to racism, that's ratings to them.
Yeah, I wonder if we hit a point like during the 90s when I feel like things were great and perfect and people weren't obsessing over race and then the people who are like in the racism business were like, "Wait, things are really good. Like we better think of something cuz people are out here too friendly, too calm." It's like when did it kick back up again? I guess it's sort of Trojan horsing through the woke movement, but I feel like they got a lot of stuff by us.
Yeah, you're right. The 90s was like, and I was like, oh, it would seem like everything was so much better between everybody, in the 90s. I don't know when it started. I want to say that maybe the second Obama term or something.
What was it, like
Ma-
2011? Or
Yeah,
tw
it started getting, or no, you know what started? I think probably Trayvon Martin's case. I think it kicked into like another gear. Some people didn't like Obama, but let's just being honest. But I think, but it's I don't know, but yeah, you're right. The '90s was great.
Who have you pissed off so far on Twitter other than the black feminists?
Oh my gosh, everybody, man! Like I don't know. The feminists. I'm a Sixer fan, right? But it's the thing, like a
What
lot.
is
I
that?
make
Cleveland? No, Pittsburgh.
That's
No.
Philadelphia.
Okay.
It's
Oh, no.
Philadelphia. It's
Okay.
basketball.
Okay. Okay. I'm there. I'm with you now.
But so I make a Twitter list, for all Sixers fans, right? But the thing is, it's like I don't know what happened. Like everybody in the list is like super woke. You know what I mean? So like I just say something like, "Man, you're wrong here," and I'm like, "Oh my god," they go ballistic on me. I'm like, "What is going on with these people, man?" It's like, I don't know, and it's like, in Black Twitter in general, if you say you voted for Trump, you're a coon. If you say you don't like Biden, you're a coon. It's like and just being Hotep, they do not like Hotep. Is that a Delco accent? No, Chester County. I'm from Chester County.
Oh.
Yeah, that's south of Delaware County, I believe. Yeah, but yeah, just being a Hotep is like they hate you for it. They just,
What does being a Hotep mean to you? Is it just being conservative or going against the norm?
no, it's not even like going against the norm. Hotep means to me is like, you're not going to use anything for excuse. Like you're not going to use your racism for excuse why you can't make it in America. You can do it. If you can do it. You can do it. You possess whatever you need to succeed in America, and that's yourself. You're not going to let any obstacle stop you. That's what Hotep means to me. And that means a lot of people. But see, a lot of times with the black liberals and black progressives, you know, they want to use racism as a scapegoat. I'm sorry, they do that. The Mark Lamont Hills of the world and stuff like that. It's always an excuse for people and stuff like that, and we get tired of it. Like it's not helping Black America get anywhere. Using that excuse, we have to, um, pull our bootstraps up and and get to it.
And it seems like what you're saying, like, and I believe that too. Like you have everything you need to succeed. It really is a mindset. It's a way to manifest, like whatever words you want to put around it. Like and believing that every day, waking up and being like, I have everything I need to succeed. That's a gift you give yourself. Why wouldn't everyone want to give themselves that gift of a positive mindset?
Yeah, you're right. Positive mindset. It goes a long way. And and another thing about Hotep, it's about community based. Helping each other in the community, and you know, um, studying, helping your kids out. Making having a strong family. Trying to have a strong nuclear family. Things of that nature. Things the feminists, the black progressives, they frown upon against.
Yeah, it took me years. I came out of college like very much a feminist, proudly telling everyone I met I was a feminist. I was a women's studies minor. I took 4 whole classes, and now I'm like embarrassed to say that. But I say it all the time. I was like, feminism is a trick. Like I got so duped. I was fully convinced that like I didn't need a man, that I didn't want a man, that it wasn't cool to even want to get married, that to like get married and have kids would be considered settling and lame and like your parents just paid for 4 years of college. Like you can do better than that. You can do better than just reproduce. And like I'm going along in college and I look around, you know, sophomore year, junior year, senior, everyone's pairing up, everyone's finding a boyfriend. And then a couple years after we graduate, they're getting married. I'm checking their Facebook. They're having first kid already. And I'm like, what? We're still young and free. And like,
Right.
and it's such a trick. And then you're like, for me, I turned around when I needed my first air conditioner installed. I was like, come back, come back. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I need men. But
Yeah, but
it's
you're right about the big. That's a trick, and it's like there's nothing wrong with either way if you want to have a career, but there's nothing like a family and raising kids. That's like one of the better, toughest jobs, important jobs you will ever have in your life.
And it's just as equally as important as having a career, or even more so. But the propaganda and stuff has made it seem like it's unimportant in life. You're not settling with having children. You're still achieving things.
Yeah, and I think a close monogamous relationship is like that's the way you see yourself. I think having a family is the way you see yourself and acknowledge yourself, whereas like it's so much easier to never confront your patterns, like your bad behaviors, whatever. Like if you're just jumping from person to person, like everybody, you can endlessly have a good first date, second date. It's like, all right, sixth date is when I start having too much wine and lose my keys. But it's like if you're always on that first couple of dates, you can really delay like that mirror, and a close relationship really is the mirror that lets you see yourself. So it's almost like they're kind of selling to you, yeah, sort of just waste your time. I don't know. I just feel like it's a big time waster.
Yeah, definitely. I like I said, I had kids really late. And my oldest is 8. And I can, so I vividly remember the times where before that. And I've changed for the better. And like I think um being within someone, the patterns, your faults, like you said, your faults and what you can improve on, and things of that nature. Sometimes if you just go from person to person, you won't ever improve on yourself. I think the one of the goals in life is to keep improving yourself. Try to get better a little bit every day. One day at a time.
How do you think, like you talked about, like building community? What do you feel like are like the top couple of things that are really being ignored in terms of like a larger scale community building? Is it just this feeling like everybody out for themselves, or I don't know? Is it like a lack mentality? Is it like a competitive feeling? Like what is preventing a larger sense of community?
I don't know. I just don't think people get together that much anymore. I mean, it's hard to say during these times, but I don't think people have to get together. People got to get to know each other. You got to have take part in your school, and your children take part in your school, and stuff like that. Like before, you knew everybody on the block and things of that nature. Now, like you really don't know people. You stay inside. You're on the internet. I think that helps. And donating, making sure the people in need in your town need some help. If they need help, trying to help them out, but supporting the local businesses. I think all those things. But I definitely think we need to know need to get to know each other more besides the social media. I think we have to get back to I just finished listening to the Unabomber manifesto, and he's all about
Oh, was that Ted Bundy?
no, Ted Kaczynski.
Oh, right. Whoops, wrong guy. Ted Kaczynski wasn't he super like up on technology, and he was like very against basically technology as a whole because it just leads to codependence or over dependence.
Yeah, he wanted a revolution against technology. He wanted to go back to primitive because he said, the human race is just going to be dependent on it, and we're gonna lose humanity through that. And that's what I'm saying with these social media apps. Like I think we're losing, the ability to talk to each other, and I think that hurts.
Right, we're definitely losing like accountability. Like each part of social media like takes a chunk out, right? With Twitter, it's like you have no accountability. Same thing with Facebook. You could talk all the shit you want and not have the face to face
Right. Yeah, yeah.
ramifications. So, I mean, sometimes it helps. Sometimes, I mean, I always like a good Twitter beef. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it has its purposes, but like where some things it shouldn't replace. It shouldn't replace like get-togethers and stuff like that. People getting together and stuff like that. Like,
So you think everybody should get a frisbee, throw it into your neighbor's yard, go get it, and see what happens. You can make a
yeah,
friend, or you know,
You
get a
know,
get a dog released on you. Who knows?
yeah, invite them over for barbecue or something like that. You know what I mean? Well, some things of that nature. Send them over their favorite beverage or something like that.
I like that. Yeah, I think whenever I move out of here, I want to start getting into like giving people pies.
Right. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And plus cleavage, pies and cleavage. Do you think that since fully vaccinated LeBron James came down with COVID, do you think the stigma against like Kyrie and the other players that were given so much shit for not being vaccinated, do you think that will lighten at all?
It will in some circles, but there's a lot of you have to understand there was just 2 years of beating people over the head with the same message. Some people are still gonna hold on to it. But I'm starting to see some people like, yo, man, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like we told you this, I'm like the Hoteps been told you, but some people just don't listen, but like because somebody said was like, why, Kyrie doesn't even have this, he can't play. LeBron has it. He has to sit out, and he got the thing in his arm. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, but we said that from the beginning. And they've changed the messages so many times. I don't want to really talk about this on how it is on here, but it's crazy. I hope it does. To answer your question, I hope it does. It will a little bit, but it probably not enough.
How long is he going to be out for? Is it just like as soon as he clears it, he's back, like normal quar time?
No, I think it's 10 days, and he has to have 2 negative tests.
Okay.
So at the end of the 10 days, I think if he gets 2 negative PCR tests, he can come back.
And now is Kyrie still out and they're still keeping him from?
Yeah, he's until New York changes their laws, he's not going to be able to play, and I don't know why the Nets won't just trade him. It's
Yeah,
just
send him to
confusing to
Florida,
me.
Texas, right?
Right. Like they could send him to Dallas, they could send him, a lot of places. I'd take him in Philly, but I don't understand why they're holding on to him. I guess maybe they're thinking in New York will change in the end of the year. I mean, it looks like they want to lock down in a couple of days. Biden's having to talk tomorrow, and he's gonna hit us over the head one more time.
I think New York, I think we are currently in some sort of state of emergency for Coof. I have no idea based on what, I don't know. Or they could just be like upset at Kyrie. They kept him out. Maybe they're hoping he like stress eats a lot, gains a lot of weight, and then he's out of shape and like, oh well, I guess you should have taken it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Kyrie's a nice guy. He's kind of aloof, but he'll speak his mind. I don't know. He said the earth was flat. I don't know about that, but he's not afraid to say it. I think his thing was like he's not afraid to challenge the status quo. He might not even believe that, but he just wanted to go out there and say it.
Yeah. Do you think it's like he's really risking his making a living by doing this? Like, does he not have any other? I mean, I don't know. I don't think he has an OnlyFans. Like, are they really? Do you think they're not? Like, does he have a side? I don't know. I worry about that too. It's like, I think that's something we all have to, especially if you're any kind of an entertainer or like athlete. It's like, okay, how much can you risk versus, and even, you know, just regular ass people too. You don't have to be like a comic or a musician or an athlete. Like,
Right.
how much are you willing to risk to make a point to stand up for freedom and liberty versus like at the end of the day, we have families to feed. You have to make a certain amount to get by. I guess that's a struggle everybody has to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, he never would. He just doesn't come from a broke family. He comes from an all right family. And he made plenty of money, so he's not hurting for anything. But yeah, I don't know. My job was saying the same thing. They were like, "Yo," well, they were waiting for the email. Then they sent the email like, "Oh, we're working on it," right? Then all the
Yes,
court
that's what I've been
cases.
hearing. I've been hearing from a lot of my friends who have corporate jobs are like, yeah, they were gonna let us know beginning in November, and we're still waiting for people to let us know.
Yeah, because then they sent a second one. It was like, well, all these courts, being sued, we got to wait till that all figures out. Then we'll say something. So, everybody's in this in limbo. But I work from home, so I mean, if I read the original one, I shouldn't have to take it. But we'll see.
Yeah, it almost seems like they're kind of losing steam. Like, how do they pick it back up at this point after it's?
No, I don't know. I don't know. It's like I think they plod. a lot of people said, in those forums on the internet, like they were just trying to bully people into doing it. They knew it was unconstitutional. They just want to send it out there and see who bid on it. And that's the way they're going to get a lot of people to take this medicine.
You're very careful. I appreciate it. You sound like a man who's been dinged a couple times on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean that's a big thing on our channel. Like when I do my streams in the morning, like some people come in and like I got all these people with mods in there. They're like, "Yo, man, use code words." I'm like, "What are you saying?" Like, so it's been a very careful thing, on my channel. I try to keep it like that. That's the only way to fight back. And people understand what you're saying, so it's not necessary to say the words verbatim sometimes.
And it is funny. Like you could literally say any other like word, like, "Oh, I got the cookie," and it's like people know,
Right?
like, "I got the coochie. I got the coochie, guys." Like, "I got the cough. I got a bad cough." It's like it's funny. I had it in September. I was relieved to get it. I was like,
Okay.
"That's it? That's it?"
Right.
It was good. I was just walking around living my life with my mouth open for a year and a half, just waiting, just hoping, just raw dogging life, just shaking all the hands, licking my hands. And I was like, it feels good. I feels like I got these antibodies. I think I want to sell them like bath water in like teeny tiny little bottles. I don't know. These are tough times. I feel like any one of us is like a week away from having to sell butthole pics. It's tough out there. And then once you're in that world, there's so much competition.
Oh yeah. Well, that's
These are just
been
the
a big
things
thing, man.
I think about. I wonder if these are a lot of your fans in here, Uncle. From Steve LeBum is gone into hiding after the Celtics guy called him and his China pals out.
They're talking about Enes Kanter. He named himself Freedom. He's a guy from Turkey. He plays basketball for Boston. He's been talking about China and stuff like that. I don't know. He wants freedom for everybody, I guess. He named himself Freedom. Yeah.
He's a turkey guy, so Thanksgiving, this is like his time of year. He's watching his back. He's just looking over his shoulder. Don't get too hungry, guys. Somebody's asking you, Unc, got real on you people yet? I thought that was a question.
Oh, no.
That's like half a question.
It is, I guess. I don't. We're just having a conversation. I didn't come on here to get real. I didn't know what to expect.
Oh, what do you think so far? How's it going?
It's cool. You're actually pretty funny. I guess you are a comedian. So I was like, I hope she's funny.
Oh, good. Yeah. Sometimes I don't know whether to like really bring it or to just hold back because like my main goal is to like get to know you better and like figure out what makes you tick. But like
Right.
I'm happy to go into weird jokes. I've been known to fall off chairs during live streams. Like I don't know if you're at the point in your live streaming career where you've like invested in a good chair. I'm not there yet. I still have this wobbly ass, like this was picked off the street. If I make a sudden move, I'm out of this chair. I'm onto the floor. The carpet doesn't reach this corner of the room.
Okay.
So that one day I'm going to get maybe like one of those gamer chairs that like hugs your head. Right. That's when you'll know that I've made it.
I definitely thought about that lately because sometimes I don't feel good. When I get up, my legs and everything.
You're like in a grandpa seat. This is like a grandpa couch you're in.
Yeah.
Like you're about to watch the game.
I just feel like you're right. You graduate. I was like, it's time for the gamer chair. You know what I mean? I want to invest, look like all the pros out there and stuff like that.
I was very hesitant to get these real headphones because I was like, oh no, I can't have anything block my hair. But now I'm happy for it because sometimes it doesn't get washed. And I need a distraction. How are you feeling? Do you have hope for this country? What's happening? What are you excited about?
Do I have hope?
Yeah. Do you see people starting to turn a little bit? It must be tricky because it's like I feel like sometimes I'm a little bit in just my zone and I follow a lot of like-minded people and then I'm like, are things getting better or do I just follow the right people?
I don't know. I don't want to sound black pilled, you know. I just feel like, we're going the wrong way, and it's like I don't know. We had the wrong response to something like to Trump. Like I understand if you didn't like his politics or whatever, but for them to be like to say this guy, and you can see, and like I don't think people understood what was really going on. Like they're gonna paint him Trump such the villain that they could just put anybody in there, and that gives them carte blanche to do anything, and it's going to be painful. You've seen, what's his name? Buttigieg.
DeSantis? Oh,
No,
Buttigieg.
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 Buttigieg. Bud Pete.
Butt is gay. Butt is gay.
Sweet Pete. I forgot his nickname.
Sweet
Sweet
Pete. Sounds like sweet meat.
He's like, man, if you're afraid, if you don't, you're mad about the gas prices, get an electric car. I'm just like, he's like, I'm like, are you people clueless? Like here, I think they're just gonna ram stuff through, and and if you can survive, you can survive. But if you can't, there's gonna be a lot of growing pains, in the future. And I just don't. It's going to be painful for a lot of people. I think, the housing prices and stuff. I got a house, but I can't. I'm like, wondering. No, I mean, listen. I bought this house, in this town before they gentrified it. So I'm sitting the prices keep going up and up. I'm like, yes. Then, I look at the prices of the other houses in every other town. I'm like,
oh no.
I'm still like,
I gotta put in a hot tub. I gotta get a zip line. What the hell do I have to do?
I just think. For a lot of people trying to get a house now, it's like they're looking at really steep prices and stuff, and I think I don't know, and you have BlackRock buying a whole bunch of houses. I'm sick of these text messages talking about, hey man, you want to sell your house? I'm like, no man, let's leave it all alone. I'm like, why? I'm like, one time I was like, yo man, just give me 500. They never answer me. Just give me 500, man. But I'm just like, it's just a lot of it's gonna be tough for the new generation. You're gonna have to have 2-3 hustles to make it, I think.
Yeah. Hold on, there's dogs fighting underneath me. Can you pick up? That's what the one good thing about this microphone. The other microphone used to pick up every bark, every squeak, every squeaky toy. One of them's chewing on my desk. One of them just got spayed, so she is wearing, I wish I could show you, but she's wearing a little outfit that looks like an old-timey bathing suit from the 40s. It's got little shorts on it. Yeah. And she's wearing a donut around her neck because my boyfriend's mom didn't want to give her a plastic cone because she felt that would be, embarrassing for her to wear. So she has basically an inner tube around her neck. It looks like she's ready to jump off a dock, and she has to be in this getup for 10 days.
Okay.
And she had to get her lady bits out. That's gonna be me if I don't figure it out soon. Yeah, I hear you about the house prices because me and my boyfriend were starting to look for one in February, and everything was just so we did not want to overpay an extra $50K. So we're like, oh, we don't need
that's
that
what I'm hearing. You have to,
Yeah.
like you almost have to overpay for everything, because people are going to be they're bidding over everything. Almost everything's going over.
Yeah, which is good, I guess, if you're selling, but it's good. It's good to stay put for a while. Yeah, and then we moved in with his parents, and which is great for a lot of things except for trying to hug at night. Hugging at night is tough. We gotta be real quiet. We gotta start banging a lot of pots and pans and be like, oh yeah, we're just making a roast down here. But yeah, it's okay to be black-pilled. It makes sense. I feel like the more you know and the more you read, it's easy to become black-pilled. And I think the more history you know, I think they're trying to keep us in a state of just dumb consumerism type, just distracted present moment gerbil wheel. Don't gain any perspective. Don't put together any patterns.
Right.
Don't love your neighbor. Don't feel the sense of community. Don't help people out. Let the government be your daddy.
Yeah,
So it's like,
exactly.
how do you break that? It's like, how do you make the traditional values cool again? And the older I get, the more I realize, yeah, like your true lasting happiness does come from increasing your responsibility. It's like your relationships, okay, your kid, like you have anchors, like you have things that are keeping you from making dumb decisions.
Right. True. True. Very true.
I didn't mean to. I wanted you to lecture me. I feel like I'm lecturing you now. We got a super chat from Juice the Titan. Unc, tell Chrissy she better get in that food bank sooner than later. Pro tip.
Listen, like this is a big thing on our podcast, and they took me to Hotep. Like on our podcast, we have this segment called Hotep Court. We take each. I usually take Hotep Jesus to court. Well, they took me to court because I went to a food bank and got free food. Now, I got this from my mom because my mom was like, I used to go with my mom. I got 2 kids, and she was like, she go to the church every week, and she would get free food. She's like, "You want any of this food?" And I'm like, I was picking through the stuff. I'm like, no. Then some of the stuff be good. I'm like, yeah, I'll take this. And then some of the stuff I never tried.
What was the best food that would get from the food bank?
The best food. I don't know. Trader Joe's has these great salads in a bag.
Yes, they do. They have Trader Joe's.
Yes.
Oh my God, there's no Trader Joe's near me at all. I haven't been to one since I lived in Brooklyn. Damn. Okay. I like their crackers. They're animal crackers.
Yeah. So I went to my mom's been doing this for years, and then once a week, sometimes I go over her house and get some free food. Like I haven't bought spaghetti sauce in years, because she always have some from the church. So in my town, I find there's a food bank going on, and I went there and I told her about it on the podcast. Oh, you shouldn't be going to a food bank. You make too much money. What? They took me to court for it. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to save some money and some bread. I don't see what's right. They say anybody's welcome. So I took my black behind to the food bank and got me some free food.
How is that any different than going to a thrift store or going to a clothing swap or
no, there isn't. No.
Or picking a toy out of the sick children's donation box and keeping it for yourself? What's so bad about that? What's so wrong with taking a coat out of the donation bin and switching it with your coat that's worse?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see anything wrong. I just thought it was normal. I didn't think anything of it. I don't know. I'm not too. I don't feel like I'm too rich to not go to the food bank. I'm sorry.
I am now very intrigued about the food bank. I didn't know that Trader Joe's was represented.
Yeah, Trader Joe's, Wegmans. I don't know. It depends on the town you live, because that's where the supermarkets into the town. But in this town in PA, they got a Wegmans and Trader Joe's. But it's a lot of Trader Joe's, a lot of Wegmans.
I remember we went out of our way. We drove all the way to New Jersey to go to a Wegmans a while ago, maybe a year ago, because we heard that you could shop there without a mask. So
seriously,
that's what we do for fun. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it's gotten to the point in New York I can go my full day going into the city, and nobody pesters me to wear one. So that's pretty special.
Yeah, we went to New York in the summer. It was my daughter's. It was her daughter's. No, it was September. It was my daughter's birthday. We celebrated her birthday up in New York. Went to the
September 11th museum.
No, we didn't go there. We went to the American Girl doll place.
Oh wow, that's so special. I wish my parents took me to something like that when I was little.
That was crazy. I was like, wow, I never knew it. I had a sister, but she didn't. She grew up in a different state. I never grew up with any girls or anything like that. I grew up only child, really. I got a brother, but they grew up in a different state. So I didn't know anything about American Girl doll and stuff like that.
All my dolls growing up had whiplash. They were like dollar store. They would be like this. And I was like, all I want. And like the fanciest doll I ever got was one where like you'd move her arm up and down and then the hair would grow. But then it's supposed to come back and it didn't come back.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah, we went to New York and that was like they just started like you couldn't eat inside without your pass and stuff like that. But it was still warm out. We ate outside and we ordered some it must have been Chinese or something like that to our hotel room. I don't know.
Yeah. The one place I go in the city doesn't ask for papers. So that's all I need. And I wanted to try like getting Uber Eats to outside a restaurant that asks for it and just like eating it outside the restaurant and like looking in at them, but they probably would like shoo me away.
Yeah.
I've noticed that my other radio show, I'll occasionally have adult film stars on, and I noticed I have there's a bunch of super fans, but one that now hangs outside the studio, and it's every Monday. And this particular guy is a big Asian guy on a scooter. That's what I was thinking before, like when we were talking about Buttigieg, talking about people like, oh, if you don't want to pay for gas, get an electric car. Same thing. Not everybody looks good on a scooter. And this super fan did not look good. He was just too big for this scooter. But anyway, every time I have like an adult film star there, it's like this guy comes up out of nowhere. He literally like emerges from like behind a dumpster or whatever. I don't know if he follows me. He stalks somebody, so I'm not sure how to deal with him. I have to confront this scooter man because I don't want him to like, creep out my girls,
Yeah, I see that. I think I was Googling your name and I seen like I think Callie Rose or something like. What's like?
Yeah, she's gonna be on Monday. Are you a fan of hers?
No comment.
No comment.
I mean, I recognize the name. I was like, wait a minute.
You should come. Are you ever in the city? Come literally anytime you want. Any Monday, like hit me up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been up there in a while since then. But yeah, I didn't know. I guess you have multiple. You're multi-talented, like multi-grifting.
I'm a multi-grifter. Thank you. Yeah. When did you start getting called a grifter?
I don't know, but like, we like people started calling people grifters. I think this was late in the Trump era. They're trying to call Charlie Kirk and those guys.
Okay.
And some people were just trying to get like the last wave of the MAGA grift. I think especially during the MAGA grift. But like we took the name. It was like we kind of trying to switch it up. It's like you got to grift off something. And it's like it's almost synonymous with a new gig, your new angle or something like that. It doesn't necessarily mean like you're just grifting you don't believe any of the stuff you're saying and you're just in there because that's what's hot. I think you can also grift and you believe everything, but you're just riding this hot wave and stuff like that. But we started calling each other grifters, like grifting, and like we kind of changed the term of it, terminology. I'm just like when I do Chrissie. But yeah, that's what I don't know. I like last 2 years ago, I guess.
I was so late to the whole thing. Like I didn't even vote for Trump the first time. I like got into a legit fight with my boyfriend. Like, how could you even think of it? Man, I've grown. I've come a long way. Ugh. I went from voting for Jill Stein in 2016 to meeting Larry Sharpe, this amazing libertarian dude, and he really helped like open my eyes. And then I voted for Trump the last time, but I was too late to the game to grift. When I think of the word grift, I always think of the guys who were at January 6th selling shirts. Like they really had the right idea.
Yeah, matter of fact, we have a award show. We did one last year. The Grifties.
The Grifties. I'm familiar with it. Man, that's such a great idea. Who came up with that?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. We just like we have like some Hotep chat, like Twitter chat rooms and shit, chat group chats. I don't know who. I think my Hotep Jesus came up with like, let's do an award show. We're like, okay. I was like, all right, well, let's do it. And it turned out decent. I think a lot of people liked it and stuff like that. So We're in the process. We got the awards, the nominees down and everything. So we're in the process. I think we're gonna record it in January. I think, yeah, next month. I mean January. We're gonna record it, so it should be out next year sometime, early next year.
Ooh, okay, awesome. Yeah, it was fun watching like Fauci get up on there, and then like Greta Thunberg get up in there, and then it was like what was it? Just teachers, like all teachers or something. Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you before, like, have you ever been to one of your daughter's like school board meetings? Like, have you ever gotten involved in that way?
No, I was supposed. I gotta look. I gotta check my normie book, my Facebook, because I was going to.
Did you call it Normie Book?
Yeah, I call it Nerdrotic. Man, I can't call it Meta. I forgot it's supposed to be Meta.
Metaverse.
But no, because they haven't had any in-person ones. Like all the meetings with the teachers are like through Zoom, and I'm like, it's all right, like I'm the talker of the family. She makes me ask the question. I do try to ask as many questions as I can, but I definitely do want to get involved. I kind of feel like I gotta step it up there. But it's like my daughter she's in gymnastics, she's in dance.
Yes, gymnastics is the best.
Yeah, and she does swimming, so it's like she does a lot of stuff, and then I gotta get the other one. She's just doing swimming and dance now, but I want to get her into some type of sport I think she might like. So I just gotta find time. But I definitely they haven't really had any, like, it's just Zoom calls.
Is she into balls? Like a ball sport? That came out wrong. I meant like
I think the youngest one is the oldest one. We tried her with soccer and stuff. Like it just didn't pan out. I don't think she likes the individual stuff. I think she likes gymnastics. She likes dance. I think she'll stay doing that stuff. I wish I could stop her somersaulting in the living room. But...
Oh my God, that was me. I did gymnastics and then I went into diving and I did it all through college and I loved it. And it I swear it like really kept me like off the streets. Like I think the worst thing I ever did was like throw one party in high school while my parents were away. That was it. And nobody died. Nothing crazy happened. Like, my mom and dad took my sister up to college, Binghamton, and like immediately they weren't even down the block, and I was already like calling people up. But my mistake was like I wanted just like a few people over, and then like it was like a chain. They
turned
called
a
somebody,
blowout,
and the whole school was there. And then I felt so popular until someone was getting fingered in my bedroom, and it wasn't me. That person wasn't me. But yeah, I thought I had cleaned up so meticulously, and then I get back and like the door frame to the basement is like totally cracked.
Oh,
It's all
yeah.
good. I survived.
That's all I can ask for.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Are you familiar with Milo Yiannopoulos?
Yeah. Kind of, yeah.
Speaking of grift, you're gonna really enjoy this because I saw this the other day, and this is kind of perfectly relevant to our conversation. So Milo Yiannopoulos, famously canceled. I guess, I don't know, people consider him on the alt-right. Kind of one of the earliest people to, I think, like get canceled and deplatformed. Yeah. So now he has popped up on the Church Militant Shop show. This is like very like we're talking Catholic wares, like basically Catholic QVC is now what he's doing.
What the heck is this?
This is so hilarious. Okay, I'm gonna play some.
To the Church Militant Shop. My name is Milo Yiannopoulos, and I'm here with my co-host Deborah Vaughan. How are you doing today? First of our shows, and we're beginning today with, well, probably the most important woman in history, wouldn't you say?
I think so.
She's certainly the most beloved, and we've got today three celebration, reverence, of course, of the Blessed Mother, the Virgin Mary. We're going to start with this wonderful statue, which we both own.
We do, but in different medium. Oh, different.
That's right. You've got the silver finish.
Yes.
And I've
this
got
is, by the way, after
Milo
has come out that he is no longer gay.
This is made
he is
from. It's
ungay.
a little bit special, isn't it? It looks like it's going to weigh a ton and cost $100 to ship.
And I want to make sure I have it right. So it's a cold cast.
This
and
is
it's
like delicious
hand-painted
dish.
bronze color. You get it in the pewter. Sometimes one of the
This is
Sweaty balls.
unbelievable.
order, but they come in.
He's doing this
it's
with a
very
straight
popular.
face.
Oh, he's that serious.
I have a shrine at home, and I have mine in my shrine, and it looks very, very nice. And it and it's called the Adoring Virgin, and I adore her.
Can you
I
imagine?
actually
You are
have
at the
a
ultimate.
rosary
You are at
hanging
such
from her.
rock bottom.
same
You
thing.
are allowed nowhere on the
One of the
internet
nice things
that
about
you need
this
to go to
particular
the church
statue
militant
is
and
the
describe a
track.
bronze
And on your
Mary.
silver version, something shows up on the back a little bit more.
He is
than on this
100%
one.
serious.
This is more of a sort of like
This is
an
the longest
image
I've heard
metal finish. On the
Milo
silver one, you
not
get a little
mention
bit
a
more of the
cock
detail popping
ever.
I'm just gonna
Because
turn
it's a
this.
contrast of
Yo,
color.
this is a
Right, I'm gonna
grift
turn this
of all
around and
grifts,
maybe
man. The
explain
church
what
grift is something I never thought
The
he would
shroud,
do.
it's got this.
How much do you
the
think of that
stars on it,
87.50 you think Milo
and it
gets?
just
Oh, I don't know.
reflects what this is
I don't
all
know.
about.
He might get $2.
It also
I
has so
mean,
much depth to it, and any kind
Maybe
of
this is
lighting
his
that
like
goes
this is
around
what he
it,
has to do
especially
to like
candles,
slowly
just
ingratiate
bring the
himself
depth
back into social
of
media.
this statue out, and it like comes alive. It's just, I think, magnificent the way it's done. The folds.
I don't know. Maybe he's a true
just
believer.
creases
Maybe he
and
touched his, changed his life. I
the
don't know. This is
detailing is
crazy.
incredible.
The first and only time I met
It's called a
Milo
polyresin
was at Compound Media
material.
because
Mhm.
he
See, all
was
the beautiful
recording
stars that
his
are
show
polished
there.
a slightly
He
different colour.
had them do a
I'm
whole
amazed
different setup.
by the level of detail in
Yeah,
which
I
you
wonder if
get,
he's about to say
like
something
it was
funny.
a bronze, like it was made of metal. It would cost
Right.
$100 to ship it to you if it was bronze.
Right.
There's so much beautiful detail in this, not just from this lovely feeling of beatitude in her face, but also a hallmark, I think, of all the very finest statues, whether they're marble, metal, whatever, is this incredible illusion of draped fabric.
Well, yes, and because you don't just have to, it's not just
I was at Compound Media and I met Milo for the first time, and my show is called The Wet Spot on Compound Media, and I was like, "Hey, Milo!" I was like weirdly a little starstruck because his presence, his energy, like fills a room. Like he is, love him
Right.
or hate him, he is like a force to be reckoned with. Like he's truly has a special, unique energy. And I was like, "Milo, I have a show here on the network. Like that's my poster up there. My show is The Wet Spot." He's like, "Ugh, that's dreadful. Why would you call your show something so disgusting?" And then he was going on and on. And I was there on an off day. So I was dressed like kind of not in my Sunday best. And he was like, "You're frumpy." He like said what I was wearing was horrible. And I was like, "This isn't what I normally wear, Milo. I swear." And he's like, "Ugh, Wet Spot." He's like, "You're turning off the very type of audience that you want to attract." He was so not impressed with me, and all I wanted was his approval. I was like, "What's happening to me? The gays have such a power over me."
Bronzy, aged color that she's got, and that wonderful. The face on this is especially good.
He's
you know,
really
this is
getting into
wonderful.
that
It's so
statue.
peaceful.
Like he's got all the
I hope you know what I
details and
mean when I say there
everything.
are good Marys and bad Marys. Of course, the real Mary. There's only good things about her, but there are some Marys where the faces are unfortunate. They haven't put the work in to make sure that she's got
Right.
just the right expression and features.
Right.
This, on the other hand, as you can see at home, it's just beautiful. You told me something interesting about this. These are sometimes kept by people outside as well as inside.
They are. And while they might change their patina a bit by being outside in the
I wondered if
house,
she knows his background. You know? I mean,
Yeah.
they like that look. That might
She's
turn
probably
a
like,
little,
"Look at this lovely man
Yes,
with his
like
British
the big
accent."
bronzes. I don't know how they do that with.
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe the power of the gays has overtaken Helen here, and she is just like, "Wow, we are just really having a lovely time." Right, but she might not think he's gay because he's got a lid on it right now.
It's quality, and
Oh, he said he's not gay anymore. I thought, right? He said he quit.
What?
Been creating statues for people at home.
Did he quit what?
I thought he said he's no longer gay.
Yes,
Isn't it?
yes, he has come out as no longer gay.
You can do serious injuries to children when you've got big hunks of metal on the table,
Uh-oh.
especially with sharp edges and things.
Let's see if this picks up at all.
Tablecloth and
Now,
whatnot.
would you call yours a shrine?
Well, I've got a separate one.
Here he is.
Well, so I need all the help I can get, you see. So I've practically got a zone in every room.
This is a real conversation. Like, he's really talented.
It's Mary that I go to when I first wake up. She's the one that I feel, she's the one I want to start my day with.
Oh my God, I can't believe this.
I used to start my day with a cock in my mouth, and now I started with the Virgin Mary.
You know, when I fixate on Mary, I can see her smiling at me. When I really get that long gaze at her, and I can just see, I can feel her, you know. It's and then, you know, you can take it to your priest and get it blessed, and it's just a wonderful thing.
It's nice when you are able to do that. You get a sort of cumulative effect, you know, of all your precious items.
Oh, now they're moving on to this
Finishes
necklace.
Of the are we calling this pewter? I'm not quite sure what they're calling it.
It's difficult to. It's
solid.
solid. It's a solid sterling.
Okay, it's solid sterling.
They
but
must
it's
not know about
I
his
don't know if you can
past.
see that on the camera, but there's shiny and there's matte, and
This is another one of those things that has dimension in the fabric, although it's a more stylized. And it's also got the mark there.
quality gold.
Right. But you see, even you know, with can sometimes, because gold gets a bit more yellow.
Damn, he is really fully on doing this.
Book with more in it.
Bible.
Daily meditation is the mother of God.
This is the opposite
Especially if
of
the object
drag
of
queen
love,
story
either
hour.
in pain or near to die, still more intensely does she live in his life. Here, so you get an expensive, solid material.
Oh, back on the
Every
Mary.
mother that has children, just when you really get to the depths of what that would be like.
That statue being the right choice.
All right. This is more than enough. I mean, I've come around on Bibles the older I get. My grandma, very Methodist. She had like 100 Bibles.
Okay.
I was like, ugh. Every time I went over to her place, she was always trying to stick a New Testament in my purse. And I'd be like, ew, get it out. But now that I'm older, I'm like, what is in that Bible? Let's check it out. I'm coming around on it. Oh my God, I forgot to do my ad read. Gosh darn it. Guys, if you deal with anxiety like I do, check out Cushy Dreams. Go to KUSHY dreams.com. I love their stuff. Very high quality CBD in tins and pre-rolls. You can get different indica sativa blends like Relax, Dream, Energy, Create, Hustle, Peace. They do tests all the time to ensure compliance and purity. You can see the lab results online, cushydreams.com. Join the men and women who are sick of vapes and gummies and want to smoke their CBD. Ships to you anywhere in the 50 states. Legal. It's all good. Use promo code CMP to get 20% off at checkout. Cushy Dreams. It's hard to do that read without getting a strike for drugs, talking about drugs. I got to figure out another way.
Code words.
Yeah. Uncle Hotep, I learned a lot. It was good to hang with you.
Oh, thank you. It's good to hang you. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
I enjoy your relaxed energy. I feel calmer now than I did at the beginning.
Good. I have that effect, I guess.
You have a soothing presence. Are you aware of your soothing presence? You're like Vicks Vapo Rub.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm relaxed. You know, I'm a laid back person. I guess most.
Are you a Taurus?
Am I a Taurus? No, I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, okay. Well, there goes that theory. I was about to sound so smooth. Okay, Uncle Hotep, where can people find you and follow you and listen to your podcast?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Uncle Hotep podcast every Thursday at 8 on Hotep Jesus's YouTube channel. I also do a show called Uncle Hotep Factor every Sunday night around 8:30, 9 o'clock. I don't have an exact time because, you know, kids and stuff like that, but around before 9, Uncle Hotep Factor Sunday night. And then, follow me on YouTube, Uncle Hotep. I stream every morning, Rise and Shine morning show, just me and my car and my kids. And that's where you find me.
Just a little dose of wisdom to start your day.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you. I got to use that. I have to use.
Yes, please. I would love to write phrases for you.
Okay.
This was great, chat. Thank you for your comments and questions. Until next time, bye.
All right. See ya.